Because all I see is, I promise I'm going to do it for real this time. So in my head, I'm not thinking that it have anything to motherfucking do with me. And then her friend keep laughing, talking about what kind of stylist is she? What kind of stylist is she? Do you think she going to stop you? Do you think she going to stop you? And she said, she can't stop me. What the
What up, everybody? I am the Mademoiselle, and this is my channel. And today, as you guys can tell by the title, we are going to be doing client hair horror stories. Now, of course, we always talk about the unprofessional stylist, but a lot of these unprofessional stylists aren't necessarily unprofessional until the client starts it. I honestly find these stories fascinating because it's very interesting, because as somebody that runs a business, you really shouldn't be talking shit about your clients. Like that's just a given. But some of y'all is net. All right. Some of y'all are genuinely horrible people. I say all of this to say, like, if you cannot afford a service, don't do it. If you genuinely don't like the stylist, don't do it. If you can't take the pain, or let me put some quotations around that, okay? Because some people find it painful, some people don't, okay? If you can't take the pain of getting your hair done, don't go through with it, right? If you know that this person already has a reputation of being ratchet, ghetto, disrespectful, unprofessional, don't go through with it. But for whatever reason, a lot of people just really care that much about getting their hair done that they will sit through any type of inconvenience. But next thing you know, they're running on TikTok, running their mouths and going off about unprofessional services. It just doesn't really make any logical sense to me. Like, you can't sit there, bitch, cry and complain about people doing unprofessional things to you when you're the one that went through with the service, knowing that that's how they work. So with that being said, let's see some clients' horror stories. But before we get into that, I have an important announcement to make. I have now unlocked memberships on my main channel. Here are the perks right here on the screen. Depending on the tier that you pick, you'll get early access to videos on this channel. You will also get dedicated videos such as commentary, rants, and reactions that I can't necessarily put on YouTube because I'll probably get demonetized. Okay, and Chad, there'd be so many things I want to talk about, from politics to whatever the case may be, that genuinely cannot be put on YouTube. You also get dedicated live streams, stickers. There are so many different perks that you get for joining my membership. Thank you so much in advance if you do decide to join. No pressure. Shout outs to those of you guys who are on the Patreon, because there are different perks over there, and a lot of y'all have been rocking with me for years. However, when it comes to the memberships, I tried to offer things that were a tad bit different and definitely more unique specifically to this channel. So without further ado, let's get into the video.
Now, as both a client and a hairstylist, I know that nobody wants to be booking with no nosy ass motherfucking bitch. Today, I got a motherfucking feeling in the pit of my stomach, and baby, I always trust my intuition. It said, look over her shoulder, see what she got going on. By the way, this is not about the client in the chair. This is my motherfucking girl. I love her down. She can book with me any motherfucking time, and I will always take her, period. But the girl that I had this morning, she actually had found me on TikTok. She had contacted me, and I sent over my booking information, and she made an appointment for 8 a.m. this morning. It was going to be for medium butt length knotless braids. On my booking site, it does very clearly say to please come with your hair washed, thoroughly detangled, and blow dried to the best of your abilities. Because as a hairstylist, I do understand that if you are not experienced with hair, you might not know how to properly detangle and blow dry all the way from the tips to the roots, to where that I have a proper base for the hairstyle that we're going to work with. And I'm okay with that. I don't mind taking the 10 to 15 minutes to do what we got to do to get where we got to go. But as soon as I started unbraiding her hair and I was looking at her hair, I could tell that she had just taken out locks, and we had not spoken about that at all. And as I started misting, she did say, I did just take out locks a week ago. I knew this, but thank you for telling me. In the back of my...
Do y'all not think that if you know that some people do not know how to properly wash or detangle their hair, it's a service that you should offer? Like, am I tripping? Like, real hairstylists wash hair. Point blank, period. Licensed and unlicensed. I genuinely do not understand why y'all be complaining and putting all these rules in y'all whatever. Meanwhile, y'all know they're not going to do it properly, and then you know you're going to hop on TikTok and talk shit. It just doesn't really make sense to me. It should be a service that is offered, especially when a lot of you guys cost more than the shop at this point. Like, just wash the damn hair.
Head, I'm thinking, do I need to charge her? Do I need to charge her? Do I need to charge her? And then I said, finally, yes. This is another service I you will have to add on $40 to your service, because I do have to further take out the remaining locks that are still in your hair, and then we need to wash, condition, and then detangle and blow dry you.
No. $40? Are you fucking kidding me? I didn't think that this was going to be a video where I'm defending clients. I thought I'd be on the hairstylist side, but already I'm sitting here like, nigga, what? $40 to run a comb through my head? Go to hell. Go to fucking hell. Maybe it gets better. Maybe, child. Verify, because I know a lot of people are slow, right? Let me just say straight up, right? I understand that if you are not licensed, you should not be washing hair. But also, if you're not licensed, you shouldn't be doing hair in your house. So if you're already doing illegal shit, you might as well just keep on doing it and actually give a real legitimate service. A lot of you guys be out here charging mad bread, like literally cost more than the shop. You don't care about these women's hair. You don't care about your clients whatsoever. So it's like you're paying like $100 for an install, $300 for the hair, and then you chalking off $40 for a hair wash. Like, damn, make it $20. Like, I don't know. Like, comment down below if you agree.
$40 onto your service, and even to me, that is actually way lower than I really think it should be. But hey, that's neither here nor there. And after a couple minutes, probably about 10 minutes, she turned around. Do we have to add on the $40? I was thinking, yes, of course we have to add on the $40. I just said my time, the products, all that good stuff is in their service. So she was like, you know what, we can really reschedule because I can't afford to get it.
If you're gonna make videos, learn to mute everything. If you're gonna do a voiceover, like kikakasa, nobody want to hear that. Nobody want to hear that.
Done. So how about this? Instead of rescheduling, instead of adding on the $40, I can just make content. I can record a couple of videos, get everything done from the washing to blow drying to braiding your hair down, and that's what we could do. You know, a bit of extra time and allowing me to film for the money. At this point, though, I had already had an unfeeling stomach in the pit of my stomach, and I had peeped over her shoulder. And the last conversation I had seen is, are there any men in the house? And that already made me nervous, because why is your boyfriend asking who the fuck is in my motherfucking house? None of his goddamn business. And then I watched over her motherfucking shoulder as she explained to him that she thought that I lived in a communal college apartment and that there was nobody else in the living room, and she hadn't heard anybody else in my apartment since she had been there. I give it a few minutes. I peek over her shoulder again. She's in the maps inside of the contact, almost as if she's either sending somebody her location or she's trying to make sure somebody got her location. Bitch, what the fuck is you on right now? I know you ain't trying to set me up. So now I'm in the back of my head. Is my front door locked? Where's my knives at? Where's my mace at? Where's the rest of my weapons at? Because, nigga, if you think somebody's about to run up on me in my motherfucking house, you got another thing coming for you, motherfucker. I'm sorry, y'all, but this video is literally already 3 minutes long. Y'all come back for a part 2 if y'all want to know how I got her out of my house without that nigga coming in my motherfucking house.
Ain't no way she really trying to set up a hairstylist like that. Like, what is wrong with y'all? Like, some of y'all, I don't, like, it's just so ghetto. Like, I can't even put into words how disturbing and terrifying that might be for a stylist or anyone running a service, especially in their own home, to think like, or to see that their client's trying to set them up. Like, that's disturbing. Okay, it seems as if this man is just abusive and controlling.
Why you look like you sneaking up and shit? What you got going on, gang? Yeah, pull off, nigga. What's that license plate? TNA8. I got that license plate number, nigga. You ain't finna come up on my shit. Finna figure out all your motherfucking information, nigga. Cause what the fuck you got going on, gang? You beat bitches and shit? I know you beat bitches. What the fuck? Is he gone? Where's that girl at? Is she in the car? I want to make sure she's safe.
She hadn't said a word after he was banging and yelling at my door. So I had to go back and rewatch it to catch the words that she put on the screen. Yeah, this is actually terrifying. I don't know. Like, okay, think about it, right? I want to know your opinions. Do you think that she is just thinking this and she's thinking too deep and nothing was really happening? Or do you think that the man was legitimately dangerous, trying to rob her, or just a very abusive boyfriend? Because no, absolutely not. I don't even know. Like, how do you even call the cops for the situation? Like, you just don't. Like, you don't necessarily, yeah.
Before I was actually being nosy for real, before I got that unsettling feeling in my stomach that was telling me to see what the fuck she really had going on, I had caught a glimpse of this first text that had come in from her nigga talking about you can't really afford to get your hair done right now. Who the fuck are you trying to look good for? It was a big long paragraph, so I really didn't have time to read through it because I was actually attentive to doing her fucking hair. He asked about the $40 and then we had that whole conversation, and then I had started getting a little unsettling feeling in the middle of that conversation on some, damn, maybe she's just gonna try to run off on me. But anyways, like I said, I saw her in her locations, felt like she was setting me up for something. I don't know. I just had that feeling. I was nervous. I don't like being nervous in my motherfucking house. She was actually my only client that day, but I just made up a quick little lie. I was like, I actually have another client that's supposed to come in right after your appointment is finished. And since I did not know, you did not tell me that you had locks in your hair previously, and we are already an hour and a half into your service, and we have another 30 minutes until we can actually begin doing your braids, I'm going to text my client and see if she would like to reschedule. If she is not fine moving her appointment back by 2 hours or rescheduling to another day, you can go home and come back another day. But I was like, at the very least, all your locks will be out and you'll have a fresh, clean base to do whatever you want to do with your hair. Baby, I was so motherfucking quick with them lies. I think, that efficient lies too. I really gets down. I don't play. But I was like, yeah, I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick, use the restroom, and I'm going to text this client and I'll be right back. I have no one to text. I have to use the bathroom. Bitch, I just knew my front door was unlocked and I had to get to that front door without thinking anything weird was going on, and I was in your phone. So I walked into the bathroom, faked the funk for about 3-4 minutes. Then I walked back out. I saw her phone was down, looking at her phone. I went over to my front door real quick. I locked it. I grabbed my keys. My keys have my taser, my mace, and my fucking pocket knife. I slipped that in my pocket real quick, and then I got back into the position that I was in behind her. I finished detangling all of her hair. I did the co-wash, did all of that. I mean, I used a lot of products in this girl's hair, so I really would have appreciated getting my little $40 to recuperate that. But she has bigger things to worry about, because as bad as that nigga is, I'm very much praying that he didn't put his hands on her yesterday. But y'all, locking that door, I really did my big one with locking that door as soon as I got a weird feeling. Cause bitch, not even 10 minutes later, that nigga was banging on my shit, jiggling my motherfucking door handle. But before we get to that, so I was like, hey baby, I'm gonna go straighten up my kitchen real quick so we can come over here and wash your hair. Let me put these dishes in the dishwasher, wash out the sink. She was like, all right. So I went over there, did my thing, and she was like, yeah, instead of doing the braids today, I can just come and get them done another day. I was like, okay, that's fine. I will still go ahead and wash your hair just because you got that product in your hair and I don't want you to walk out like that, and your hair will be, that whole little rundown I gave her earlier. So I told baby girl to go ahead and come into the kitchen with me and to go ahead and bend over the sink, and I got to wash her hair. I hadn't even really washed her hair, and then her phone had already been ringing. He had called 3 times in 2 minutes. Like, he was not even letting that shit finish ringing out. He was calling it, letting it ring 3 times, and then calling it, letting it ring 3 times, and calling again. So I turned off my water. I was like, hey, do you need to go answer that, figure it out real quick? And she was like, no, it's okay. Bitch, obviously it was not fucking okay. 30 seconds later, after she said, no, it's okay, this nigga at my motherfucking door. Who the fuck do you think you is, nigga? And my doors are heavy as fuck, so to get that much noise on my heavy ass doors, this nigga was pounding on my shit with all his fucking might. Immediately, I got unsettled, grabbed my motherfucking knife out the butcher's block. What he got going on? And she started apologizing profusely. No, baby girl, I understand. It's okay. What the fuck does he got going on? That nigga too fucking mad for us to have just been started. We only an hour and 45 minutes into your service, and this nigga banging on my shit? No. So she was like, can I go outside to talk to him? I was like, you know what? You can go out my back door and you can walk around the front and you can talk to him. Because as angry as that nigga is, I'm not opening my front door.
I don't think I would have let her out at all. I probably would have called the police, because this is literally telltale. This is signs of an abusive partner, and I don't play when it comes to children, and I don't play when it comes to women beaters. Okay, 2 things where I'm just like, if I know that you put hands on women, if I know that you abuse children, if I know that you are just an all-around horrible person to either, yeah, I'm gonna go into protective mode, even if I don't really know the person. Like, that is terrifying. I probably would not have let her left. I probably would have called to get her a police escort, because this is wicked as fuck. Like, the fact that he's banging on her door, like, first of all, like, you don't know me from a can of paint. You don't know who the fuck inside. Okay?
She was like, all right, okay, I'm so sorry. And then she walked out the back door. I unlocked the back door, let her out. I closed the back door, and I locked that shit back up. And then I ran to my front window, because I assumed they were parked somewhere out here. So I got right here in this window right here. I hit one of those, and I just looked through the window, real calm, real smooth. The bitch had so much shampoo in her hair. She had a towel around her neck. She was like, you got me out here arguing, looking crazy. And he was like, nah, you not answering the motherfucking phone. When I call, you answer. I was like, I was scared for her. He got her finger in her face. He over there yelling and huffing and puffing. I had 911 pulled up on my phone. And he was like, you know what? Take your ass back and fucking side. And she took her ass back and fucking, she walked her ass back around the corner. I saw her walk away, so, I ran back around to the back so I could let her back inside. So I assumed he was sending her back inside to finish getting her hair washed. She just came outside. You saw her with shampoo in her motherfucking head. So I bring her back. I lock my door back as soon as she's inside, bring her back to the kitchen, and she's apologizing again. And I'm telling her, it's okay. Let's just go in and finish out washing out your hair. You all right, baby? Because at this point, I'm not scared for my life. I'm scared for hers. He's
scary as hell. Like, I genuinely... Like, I would love to know what happened to the girl. I hope she's okay. Like, I don't play with disrespect, period. I've never even had a man call me out of my name. Me and my man barely argue. And if we do, it's calm. There is no yelling. There's no cussing. There's no nothing. I wish a nigga would cuss me out or call me out of my name. Like, I refuse. And that's because I've already went through a lot of bullshit. That's the crazy part. When all the men that I've dealt with that were just horrible, none of them ever cussed me out. Okay? None of them ever, like, you bitch, you did it. Or I never had a man put hands on me. Okay? Except for that, if y'all ever seen that Jamaican story, where I was like, I dated a Jamaican or whatever, and that nigga tried to, manhandle me. Child, I screamed bloody murder. Best believe I was sitting here, I don't give a fuck, you gonna kill me? That's fine. But just know I put up a fight. Like, I do not deal with disrespect, period. You are not going to call me out my name. You are not going to raise your voice. You are not going to disrespect me. And I feel like it's sad that a lot of women don't have that same mentality. Like, a lot of y'all literally be letting these men play in your face. And it's just jarring because I don't deal with men like that. I do not. I never, like, are you crazy? Even some of the shittiest men I know don't do that. Like, so it's just like, yeah. A lot of self-love needs to be instilled. A lot of therapy needs to be had. Like, cause no, I wish a nigga would.
He's not here for me. He's here for you. As soon as I turned the water on again, this nigga was back at my door banging and screaming and yelling. Then I saw her walking over to my front door like she was gonna open that shit. I said, yo, chill, calm the fuck down. Went to my first bedroom, my first roommate's bedroom. He was not home. Closed his door back. Walked to my other bedroom's door. Opened his door. He was asleep. Tyler, get the fuck up. Get up. Come here. And I'm telling you, I left the room for 15 seconds. I came back in. He was in his drawers, crouched in the corner, trying to pull up his pants. I fussed with you, nigga. Come on. So I told her again, you can head out my back door, but don't let that nigga think he's coming in my motherfucking house. I'm not alone, and he's not. He ain't coming in my shit. And she was apologizing again, and I understand. I do get that you felt bad, but okay, now you're putting me in a dangerous situation, and I really don't appreciate that. I don't even want to send you back outside to him, but this is your relationship. It does look like that's something that you're probably going to keep working out. So, I had to open the door and let her go back out. I kid you not. They stood in front of my apartment arguing for another 4 or 5 minutes. And then all of a sudden I heard, get your ass in the motherfucking car. And I ran to my window because who's not in the car? Where is she? At this point, I got my mommy on the phone because if anything happens, my mama will be right here on this motherfucking line. And I'm telling her this nigga's license plate number, TNA or something like that. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And, she went ahead, wrote it down for me. I was like, all right, it's like shit, mama, I'll call you back in a minute. And then he had pulled off, but he didn't pull out. Then I saw that nigga reverse, pull into a parking spot, and he sat there for 2 or 3 minutes. I don't know if they were arguing. I don't know what was going on. But I wasn't scared for me. I was scared for that girl. I had no idea what was going on. I never saw her get in the car. It didn't look like there was another person in the car with him, but he did have tents in his vehicle. So maybe she was in there and I just did not see her. But at the end of the day, I do hope she got home safely. I do hope if that's a bad relationship truly, which I do believe it is from the very short interaction I had, I hope that she's able to get out of that and get herself into a safe position, because that nigga's fucking insane.
That is terrifying, yo. Like, I genuinely, I'm telling you right now, I probably would not have let her out. And that's because I've had friends that have been in these abusive relationships, and scarily enough, a lot of them don't say nothing until it's too late or until the nigga really rocks her shit. That's when it's like, oh yeah, he's been abusing me for the whole 6 years you've been together. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, you didn't tell nobody. Like, this is sad.
But yeah, as a woman, as a hairstylist, all that good stuff, as someone letting other people into my home, into my space, and anybody else who does the same, make sure you trust your gut, trust your intuition. If you get a funny fucking feeling, take it for what it is. Leave that shit exactly where it got you fucked up at.
Yeah, she's right. To be quite honest, I know there's probably a lot of hairstylists that more than likely would have not even finished the service. I know there's a lot of people that probably been like, yeah, nah, your nigga need to stop banging at my door until he stop. I'm gonna stop. Like because that's dangerous. Now you could have got, well, we could have got both smoked by this little asshole right here, like this abusive ass, whatever the hell he is. Cause no, like don't nobody got time for that. Like I will say, as stylists, I know not everybody could afford it. So I say this for those that can. If you could afford it, please do not do hair at your house. Cause that, I don't know, that should always seem dangerous to me. Like doing nails, doing hair, running any service in your house, or putting your public address on something that can be like Googleable, because it's like shit like this could happen. Someone could come back, hurt you. Like, no. So comment down below. Like, cause I know again, a lot of people can't afford it, but like I don't know, safety is worth any price for me. I just this is sad, bro.
I can't believe I'm doing this, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to fire a client, and it's been a really long time since I've had to do this. I know I look like mega head right now and the angle's not good, but anyway, just listen. So there's a lot of things that go with this story. Right now I'm waiting to get coffee at La La Land. I had to park all the way down the street. Anyway, it's a mess. So I've been doing this lady's hair since last year, like last summer, and she's been like one of my most consistent clients, and I think now it's because I've been putting up with her bull for so long. So it started off like from the very beginning. This lady was very weird about sending deposits. She was using that whole, oh, I'm an older person, I don't really know how to send deposits, use Zelle, Cash App, things like that. So she would be like, my son will send you the deposit. So I would always tell her, like, okay, if you don't send a deposit, like, I'm not gonna book your appointment. Okay. So she kept going. She would do this basically every appointment. Something crazy would come up. And then she was also just cheap. So the very first time I was supposed to do her hair, we talked about what she wanted. She kept saying that she didn't really know. And I really don't like clients like this, because you're getting your hair done and I can't decide for you, especially when you're cheap as fuck.
Funny enough, I used to watch this girl on YouTube. Like, I genuinely enjoyed her content. I didn't notice that she was on TikTok now, but honestly, I don't really go on TikTok unless I'm reacting to these videos, or just checking in with my notifications, because everything that I post on TikTok is automatically posted. It is not me posting. That is interesting. I'm definitely gonna have to check her out. Let me follow her real quick. Because I didn't notice that she was still on the internet. She probably did come back to YouTube, but for whatever reason, I'm just not getting notified. But I loved her content.
And she wasn't really sure. I said, just send me a photo. Things like that would happen. Like I said, very first time I did her hair, she did not send a deposit. The day came and went. I did not think about her. And the next day she was like, hey, can you get me in? And so she was like, something happened with me yesterday, blah, blah, blah. Okay, first time that happens, it's okay. So next time I do her hair, same thing happens with the whole deposit. She's not really sure how to do it. And her son sent me a deposit while she was on the way. So I'm a flexible hairstylist. I have a booth, I work from home, and I'm a mobile braider. So I'm flexible for people who are worth it. I'm not flexible for a bunch of cheapskates to be like, oh, I can just take advantage of you. No, I'm flexible because for people. Okay, I had to go run and do something just now, but I'm not even sure where I was at. Long story short, every single time I would do her hair, it would always be something, but it was never nothing enough to a point where I'm like, I'm gonna just cancel this lady. Now, the last time I did her hair, I traveled to her house. She lived about 50 minutes away, and I traveled to her house because we had electrical storm stuff going on, so she couldn't go to my place.
Did you charge for gas? Who the fuck is going to drive 50 minutes to do somebody's hair? Man, between the clients and the stylists, y'all be tolerating a lot of dumb shit. Like,
And I only charged her like half the travel fee. I think I only charged her like 20 bucks maybe. But yeah, I took down her hair, washed it, conditioned it. She sat under the dryer because I always bring a dryer with me. Blew it out, detangled her hair, everything. And she always has like knots in there with like gunk and all that. And I don't know why. You know, everybody's hair is susceptible. Her hair is very fine and thin, so it just kind of does that. And then I braided down the pattern and installed crochet. So I was there for about 8 hours. only charged her like $180 for all of that, and she still didn't even tip me. So
180 for a wash, blow dry, crochet, and traveling. Nah, minimum should have been 200.
that was the last time I did her hair. This time when I did her hair, she came to me and she had box braids, so I had to do a takedown. Now that I'm thinking about it, like, ooh, I'd be really undercharging. But yeah, I did like a whole takedown, comb out, detangle, wash, condition, blowout, braid down, braids. Okay, this time when she came, like, she does stuff where she will rummage through the goddamn dollar bins, where, you know, that cheap hair that the Asian stores will keep from like the 90s. That's what she does. And she comes to me like I'm a goddamn miracle worker, and she wants me to fix the hair. So she's been getting crochet for like 10 years, 20 years. So she's familiar with how crochet works. But she's always buying cheap bags, and she'll buy like 5-6 bags of 50-cent hair. You know what? I'm going to have to insert a clip. Oh, I wish I could do that to show y'all the hair. But basically, it was like the 1990s where it had like the little sample, whatever. She comes here with this hair, and I'm like, okay, so it's two different. She had about 10 bags of 2 different patterns. I told her that the first pattern, we don't have enough hair. It was those tiny, tiny, tiny Senegalese twists, the same size that Brandy used to get back in the day, the micro ones. Then she had the regular Senegalese twists. They're a little bit thicker, but they didn't have a hoop. So I had to maneuver and figure out a way to get the twist in because they were too short.
This is a hot ass mess. I probably wouldn't even touch this lady's hair because obviously she's cheap and obviously the hair doesn't even match. I don't even understand. Like, you're a really nice person, girl. This too much. Like she said, the lady thinks she's a miracle worker or something. Like, no, like, you have to come with at least all the hair being the same. And it's funny because I think I did talk about this recently where I was like, why would you get your hair done and not know what you want to do?
So if you don't understand, the hoop is when you just loop it through and it's one length. When it has no hoop, I have to make my own loop, and usually it makes the length shorter. So single loop long, when I have to double it, it shortens it. She looked at the hair and she was like, oh, that's too short. Like, I can't do that because I need to put my hair in a ponytail. And so I was like, well, yeah, I mean, look at the hair you bought. And it's my fault because I should have checked the hair that she got before she came here. Usually when she shows up, she always has a big bag of hair and she cannot decide on what she wants to do or what she wants to get. And this is my fault because I keep forgetting about her, you know, because she books like every 2 months and I be forgetting about her, honestly. So, you know, I started doing her hair and I'm letting her know, like, this is how it's going to look. I do my first sample. She looks at it and she's like, you know, I do the one with the hoop and the one without the hoop. And I let her know, hey, if we don't do the hoop, it's going to be sticking out like on the side a little bit to get the length you want. So she looked at it. She went to the restroom and she says, okay, this is cool. So I was like, okay. So I do her entire head. The middle of her hair is thinning. I already told her that she needs to go to the doctor and get some prescribed minoxidil. If she does that, who knows? So, and she has gray hair. So, it just looks really, really wide whenever anybody does her hair. When she came back to me, she had braids in. The braids looked wide. So, obviously, if you do a quick weave and it's a middle part, it's going to look really wide. And even if you do crochet, it's going to look really wide because of all the tension. I've told her this. She doesn't want to listen. Fine. We get done with her hair. And, you know, I tell her how much it is. And for the first time in over a year, she has never tipped me. She tipped me this time because she was pissing me off. Because at the end, you know, I had been doing her hair for going on about 7-8 hours. And she got to the end and she was just like, she hated the part. So I was like, okay, you know, what do you want to do? Do you want to, like, come in another day and I redo it? Because it's already late and I'm tired. I'm not going to do this right now. And this is not my fault. She got up several times with the hair and she was like, it was fine. And then she was like, well, I don't know what I'm going to do about these sticking out pieces. I had already told you this is what it's going to be looking like. Are you okay with this? She said yes. So, you know, she asks me after that to curl the ends. And I did it, but like at the end, like she literally stayed like an hour and a half after I was done trying to like fix her hair. And I hate when people do that. Do that at your house, okay?
If we cannot fix it right now, I will make an appointment, fix it for free, and go on about our day. Okay. The next day, yesterday, she calls me very last minute at like 8 o'clock. And she's like, can I come over right now so you can do my hair? Now, she had texted me at 4 or 5, but she's so sporadic with her texts that I couldn't even get an answer from her in time. So I told her, I said, hey, I was like, I can try to make it to a hair store, but I'm not even home right now. So she was like, we need to figure something out. So we go back and forth. I didn't mind fixing it. I told her the 2 options. We can either do the box braids, because she asked me if I could do her box braids, or I can redo the top of your head and then replace the other pieces with the correct hair. This was not my fault that she brought the incorrect hair. She knew that this was not right. She just wanted to buy dollar hair. And so she said, okay. She said, I'll just do the box braids, just take it all down. So I told her, okay. Now, there's going to be a fee because now I'm doing a whole new hairstyle. If I was just replacing the crochet, it would have been free, even though it wasn't my fault. But because I did not do my due diligence and, you know, make sure she had the right hair before she came, even though she knew what hair to get, fine. I will replace the crochet and then I'll redo the middle, you know, try to make it closer together. So I told her that the box braids are going to be an additional fee. And she was like, what? The box braids should be free. And I said, no, you're trying to get a whole new hairstyle for free and I cannot do that. I said, I didn't mess up your box braids. I said, I'll redo the crochet. And so after I talked to her a little bit, she was like, okay. This woman asked me to go to find a hair store, buy the hair, hoping that some are open by 9 or 10 o'clock. And then she wanted to come to my house by 9:30, 10 o'clock and do her hair. I was like, no, girl, you're going to have to figure something out for New Year's. So anyway, guys, long story short, supposedly she's coming over tonight so I can just do the crochet. I am honestly thinking about just dropping her entirely as a client because, like I said, it took her forever to even start doing deposits. And then every time she comes over to my house, it's some bull. So
That is too damn much. To be quite honest with you, I don't know how y'all be dealing with this type of shit. And that's why I said before, you know, like a lot of times it's the clients. A lot of y'all are really horrible clients. Like this is just too much. From her buying 50-cent hair to her literally getting up multiple times to check the style, saying it's okay, to at the end saying it's not, to her calling this lady up at 8 a.m. trying to get her hair done and then trying to make her go to the hair store and then trying to get some free box braids out of it. Like, this is too damn much. And I really hope she did fire that client because hell the fuck no.
It's kind of back on the video, and always it's not about the client in the chair. Y'all keep asking me if there's ever been a client in the chair that I told a story time about, and yes, I have. Do y'all remember the story about Kayla T? We just gonna call her that because that's what she booked under. Never showed her face, but I showed the back of her head because I don't know, you know, the legality and stuff about that. But I did do a story time about somebody in the chair. Usually when I do story times and stuff, like the situation just fly off my back. But this one in particular, like I still don't like her. Like I don't wish nothing bad on her, but I do hope all her hair fall off. You know, and throw her fingernails and toenails in there too. I hope all them fall off. And I hope she catch a...
I hope the story fits the wishes that you have for this client.
Flat tire to a job interview that she really wanted. Let me tell y'all about the story. So she booked her consultation, everything good, like her vibes was great until the day of her appointment. From the moment she sat in my chair, she was a headache. Like even the stylist was looking at her like she was crazy. And she wasn't even in that chair. She was just very stuck up and had her nose up literally the whole time. On top of that, she was bashing all the hairstylists that done her hair before. I was like, dang, so you can't find not one good stylist, so obviously it's you. So she was getting this blonde color with dark roots. And on top of that, her inspo picture had a filter on it. So I was trying to explain to her that I probably can't get this exact shade. Y'all, she was the worst client to ever do a chemical service on. She was fidgety and she kept like wiping all the product off with a towel. I kept telling her not to rub so hard because it is chemical. You rubbing that chemical inside your skin. Every area that she rubbed, that part of her skin swelled up. And of course she blamed that on me. Like, girl, I told you to stop doing it. What was you doing? You kept on doing it. I went to the bathroom. I came back and she's all in her hair, wiping everything off, scrubbing everything off. It's like, girl, sit down. Acting like a 5-year-old. And then on top of that, she tried to call me unprofessional because I had a moment where I did cry. And I got so mad because she thought that I was crying over her. Like, girl, I'm going through relationship problems right now. Please don't ever feel like you that important that you think I'm dropping a tear for you. Fast forward, I turn around. She loved her hair, like geeking. Loved her hair. My phone had died, so I couldn't see if the payment went through, but she left wanting to pay and everything. But once I got home and realized that her payment didn't go through, I charged my phone. And when I texted her, I was like, hey girl, your payment didn't go through. Yeah, she sent me a book on how much she didn't like her hair. Talking about she got welts all on her face and she need to go to urgent care tomorrow. She said that this not even the color that she wanted, and she think her hair is fried. Baby girl, you got platinum hair. Platinum. The service was almost $300, and she said that she would only pay me for the silk press, which was only $65. I told her, no, I'm not accepting that. Either you send me the whole thing or don't send it at all. You want to try to pay me so cool. I made a post and said, story time coming soon, y'all. She got so mad. You're not about to try to embarrass me on your TikTok following, blah, blah. Girl, give me my money or I'm making a video. She said she was going to take me to court. She didn't. I made my money back from that video. And if you watching, I hope your teeth fall out.
Oh, this is so insane. Like, I will say, right, I feel like social media is literally bringing the worst out of people, especially people who do professional services. The idea of like all of these things that happen all the time that should be handled behind closed doors and are now just plastered all over the internet is a problem, right? Mind you, this has come from someone that, like, I have a lot of story times online and stuff like that, but there's a way I do my story times. First of all, I don't say any names for the most part. In terms of if I'm talking about someone that did something wrong to me. And also, I wait a good amount of time. I rarely ever do a story time at the time it happens. Like, I usually wait a minimum of like 6 months. But typically, all my story times that you've seen, like, the shit happened years ago before. Like, and I've never even done like a client story time that I can remember. I should. I really should. But I feel like there's just some things just don't need to be put on the internet. And one of those things is like how you feel about clients, how you handle clients, especially if it's unprofessional. You talk about how you want their teeth to fall out and their tires to fall off. Like, there's just certain things you don't do. But like, comment down below. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Do you think it's professional for people who run services to be doing story times on their clients? Because personally, I feel like they're human too. And they deserve to be able to have an outlet. But I feel like there's ways to do it.
Okay, so this is going to be about the worst client that I had. So anyways, y'all, she booked me for a bob. The bob was kind of long, so I told her just to bring a 12, 14, maybe 16, but I know I told her 12 and 14 for sure. So keep that in mind. And also, her appointment was for 9 a.m., so keep that in mind too. So the day of her appointment comes, she texts me at 7 a.m. in the morning and asks if she can come right now, because if she goes back home, she's going to be late to her appointment. And she lived in Palmdale, which is really not that far, maybe 20, 25 minutes max, depending on where. So then I didn't see it because I'm not up that early. So it's closer to 9 when I wake up. So I text her like, we can just still keep the time, whatever. So she's like, okay. So it's getting closer to 9. And then she's texting me talking about how she can't find the address and how it's not popping up on Google. It's not popping up on the maps. And she just can't find it, telling me I'm giving her the wrong address and this and that. I told her the name of my apartment. She's telling me that basically, no, she can't find it and I'm giving her the wrong stuff. So I'm just like, okay. So then she finally finds it. Mind y'all, she's super late to her appointment. So I'm just like, whatever, because she told me it was her baby shower. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'll just go ahead and do you anyways. I'm not really tripping. So then she gets in the chair and then she changed the style. So I'm telling her, like, then she shows up with 10-inch hair. So I'm telling her, this is not going to be long enough for what you want. Like, are you okay with that? And she says, yes, she's okay with that. So I'm like, okay, proceeding to braid her down. Then she changed the style about 3 times. They all bob styles, but she changed the style about 3 times in my chair. So then she finally picked one. It was short in the back and long on the sides. Mind y'all, she only had 10 and 12-inch hair. So that's not long at all. So then I'm doing the style. So I get done. I'm telling her, go look at your hair. Let me know if you like it before you pay me, because I don't do refunds. Which was on my booking site when she booked. So she go look at her hair and she like, oh, she like her hair, this and that. So I'm like, okay, cool. So she pays me and she leaves. So my other client gets there and then y'all. Okay, so she ended up coming back with her mom and then she asked me if I could fix a little piece in the back or whatever. So I fixed that piece. So then she looked at it and they left. So then 5 minutes later, she came back again saying, can I just change the style because she don't like it? So I'm like, I'm not gonna have time today. I'll see if I can move some stuff around and I'll let you know. So then they left again, came back again and was like, oh, well, can you just take the weave out right now? And I'm like, no, I don't have time. So then they left again and came back again. And then she was like, oh, well, can I just get a refund? And I'm like, I don't do refunds. I can give you half your money back if you would like that. So then she's like, oh, well, can you just do a different style? And I'm like, I don't have time. Let me see if I can move some stuff around again. So then they wait outside because at this point I'm not letting them back in, because when they kept coming back I kept letting them back inside. So I didn't let them back in. So I left them outside at this point, and then the mom's back knocking on the door again. So mind you, I already have my other client in the chair. So she's knocking on the door again. I was like, well, what are we going to do? Because we got to go. We got other stuff to do.
First of all, this is crazy. You have the patience of a saint, because it wouldn't be me. And your hairstyling is phenomenal, beautiful. It gives like, when I used to be like 10, 12, 13 or whatever, and my mom used to bring me to the salon and I used to get these ponytail styles, I didn't really like them very much, but they always looked phenomenal. And I used to love rocking my hair, you know, swinging my little ponytail. Like, your work is really, really good. But to be honest, yeah, she could go to hell with all that ass shit. Like, she brought the wrong hair. Like, that's her fault.
This and that. So at this point, I'm very irritated. So I just give her money back so she can go. And I shouldn't have, but I did because I was annoyed and irritated. So yeah. Then y'all talking about the baby hair. I did cut her sideburns or whatever. I didn't cut this client's sideburns, but it's the client's preference or whatever. And that was my cousin anyway. So yeah, it's not that big of a deal.
Story time on how I was lurking in my client's phone and found out that she was trying to run out on her $200 bill. And disclaimer, no, it is not about the client in my chair. Okay, let's get into it. So first of all, I'm sitting here lurking through my client's phone. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Y'all phones be juicy sometimes, and so I do. I don't gotta fucking explain.
This is exactly why I have a privacy screen protector. Get the fuck out of my phone.
My motherfucking self, but I'm glad I was, because all I see is I promise I'm gonna do it for real this time. So in my head, I'm not thinking that it have anything to motherfucking do with me. And then her friend keep laughing, talking about what kind of stylist is she? What kind of stylist is she? Do you think she gonna stop you? Do you think she gonna stop you? And she said she can't stop me. What the? So in my head, I'm like, what do she mean stop it? Do she think I'm planning on? Do she plan on beating my ass? Like, what the fuck is she trying to make sure she stop? Like, I'm fucking confused. Okay. So the last thing that confirmed it, she said, as soon as I take this cape off, I'm running out. Baby, this cape will not come the fuck off. And what makes you think I'm not looking through your phone? What makes you so comfortable talking about me when my head is above your fucking phone? And honestly, y'all, I already knew something was up, because usually I create a whole lot of conversation with my clients. We kick it. We talk about anything. Like, me and my clients, we kick it, or motherfucking appointment. But this time, she was so adamant. She kept going to the bathroom. She kept doing little weird shit. So I'm like, what the fuck is really going on? And then when I seen her text messages, I knew what the fuck was going on. So that's when I had to strap my boots. Okay, so that cape was not coming off of her, period. So I asked her, I'm like, you know, we almost halfway through. We actually more than halfway through the appointment. I asked her, I'm like, you want to pay now? You can pay now. You know what I'm saying? Before I flat on your motherfucking leave out, you can pay now. But I couldn't let her know that I was on to what she was on to, because I didn't want her to try to leave out earlier, because honestly, a bitch could flat on her leave out at home. Okay. So all of a sudden the motherfucking internet don't work and the Cash App ain't going through. Do y'all know this lady jumped up and tried to fly out? Stay tuned for part 2.
Y'all be having so much audacity. Like, y'all really be out here just running out on services. Like, I've heard so many stories like this lately, and I'm just like, I just can't. Like, that is so terrifying. Like, what do you do? Like, oh my God. Well, you call the police, obviously. But I feel like every single stylist should have a pay before I'm done with service type of thing. Like, you put down a deposit, when you're half through, you pay, or your hair just not getting done. It has to be like that. Because if it is not, shit like this is so much easier prone to happen. Also, I think everybody should be taking IDs, and I also think there should be a card on file. If you don't give one of the two, you just not getting your hair done. Point blank, period.
Okay, this is part 2 on how I was lurking through my client's phone and found out that she was trying to run out on her $200 bill. Okay, so boom, she did jump out of the motherfucking chair, y'all, and indeed tried to run out of the back door. So the entrance to the salon is through the back door. So she proceeds to try to run out through the back door. And then, y'all, why the fuck did she not even drive to her appointment? She got dropped off by her man, by her side piece, by whoever it was. So when he pulled up, while she's coming out, she's running into the car. So the windows are down. All I hear him saying is, why you rushing? Why you rushing? She's talking about, because I gotta pee. So I'm running out with her like, give me my motherfucking money. Give me my motherfucking money. You know, sounding real ghetto, real hood. So I'm talking to him like, she's trying to run out on her bill, and he did not pull off until he figured out what was going on. So he dug in his pocket, grabbed the money, and gave it to her and told her to pay me. This girl comes out of the car, throws the money at me. Do y'all know this man pulled off on her, y'all? So I took the money off the ground. Thank you, boo. I took my money off the ground. I walked back into the salon, and she sat out there looking lonely and homeless and sad, but with her hair looking fresh as hell.
Can't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how y'all be out here dealing with all of this. And it's crazy because I know a lot of people in my life that stopped doing hair specifically for this reason, because people like to run out on services. Clients are disrespectful. Clients literally are out here they're just unpleasant. But I will say, unfortunately, I feel like there's way more stories of stylists being unprofessional. But at the same time, I feel like every action has a reaction. A lot of these people, okay, a lot of these stylists have all of these rules and are so rude and disrespectful, whatever, because they have horrible experiences with clients. And I feel like the reason you don't see so many of these stories up there is because it can be seen as extremely unprofessional to talk shit about your clients. If you're talking shit about your clients, more than likely people are gonna be like, oh, I ain't gonna book with her because she's gonna be quick to make a story time on me. So I would love to hear your comments down below. Who do you think is worse, the stylist or the clients? Because this is always a debate that I see, and honestly, I do feel like stylists be worse, but I feel like it's because of the reaction to the action of clients being ain't shit. So I think I'm always very split on that. So with that being said, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. And of course, like I said, I did open up my memberships. If you joined, thank you guys so much in advance. And yeah, other channels, make sure you guys keep that down below. This is my D-Mel and Chill collection. Everything again, linked down below. With that being said, I'm gonna see y'all next time. Bye.